Good evening, my friend, and welcome to Heat Race number 2 for the XCAL Racing League. My name is PDJ Zeller, and as always, you are watching Tella TV. Working the cameras tonight is, as always, Tanner Kalin. I don't know why I feel the need to announce that every time, but it's just kind of the proper way to start a broadcast, introduce me, introduce the cameraman, introduce the league, XCAL Racing, as we get ready for this week's feature event tomorrow night at 7 p.m. This is the second of 4 heat races for our 275-lap feature event at Lanier this weekend. Each heat race is 50 laps, as this one obviously will be as well. Racing from Lanier, Georgia, and we are getting closer and closer to the green flag, about 10 seconds left in qualifying, then I'll take you down through the grid. This heat race, about the same grid size as the first one. We have about 30 guys looking to start this one, as we have a few last-minute stragglers joining now, as that always ends well. Qualifying officially is wrapped up, and it looks like we actually had a dead heat tie for the pole position in this heat race. We've had that happen maybe once or twice before in the past for some heat races, but it's always interesting when you see it, because actually one thing you may not know is that there's more numbers past the first 3, but you can't see them. iRacing can, and that's how they determine a tie. So let me take you through the starting order. Starting on pole position in the number 42 car will be Noah Carpenter. Starting in second in the number 48 will be Octavio Rondoletto, and as I said, he ran the same exact time as Carpenter, but Carpenter must have beat him by like a millionth of a second or something. In third is the number 53 of Tyler Batchelder. In fourth is the 99 of Tyler McRae. Fifth will be the number 16 of Patrick Sullivan. Sixth will be the 114 of James Seawright. Seventh, the 25 of Bruce Helmuth. 8th, the 31 of Cole Bruce. 9th, the number 2 of Benjamin Eaton. And rounding out the top 10 will be the number 5 of Derek Coulson. In 11th will be the number 60 of Sean English. In 12th will be the number 1 of Lindsay Lyles. In 13th will be the 22 of Heather Patrick. In 14th will be the number 28 of Stephen Rex. In 15th will be the 18 of Greg Holes. 16th will be the 57 of Chase Johnson. 17th will be the 33 of Aiden McConaughey. 18th will be the 20 of Jose Gaudino, 19th will be the 84 of Ryan Soper, and 20th will be the 14 of Martin Murkov. 21st will be the number 12 of Michael Christian. 22nd will be the number 37 of Arthur Hendren. 23rd will be the 04 of Tyler Jalbert, and 24th will be the 85 of Aquinas LaBeouf. 25th will be the 7 of Pedro Jose Luis Bywans. In 26th will be the 193 of Joshua Borje Bonkowski. In 27th will be the number 4 of Brad Glogli, and in 28th will be Johnny B. In 29th will be the 82 of Alex Gangler. 30th will be the 17 of Jay DeBuke. 31st will be the number 13 of Joe Arnold. 32nd will be Daniel Scott in the number 24, and that will be our starting order for this heat race number 2 of 4 for the XCAL Racing League, Lanier 275. As I mentioned earlier, this heat race will be 50 laps, which at this track goes by in the blink of an eye. You can do 50 laps if it was under green conditions. 50 laps, that's about maybe 8-10 minutes. It's not very much at all here at the Lanier Speedway. Things happen fast here. It's a tight little bull ring, and you will see some phenomenal racing action tonight. I promise you that, my friend, as we get ready to get this one underway. Some storylines to look at up front. Noah Carpenter winning the pole. This is actually the first pole he has won since joining XCAL. He came to us during the big Michigan Super event we had and has kind of stuck around. And Noah, we haven't really seen him put a full race together yet and get a great run in, but we've seen him run near the front. We've seen him show speed. And I think as he continues to figure out the way we do things here at XCAL and the way the procedures kind of work, that 42 car is going to start to become more of a factor each week. A big thing with XCAL really is just knowing the different pitch strategies since we run a fuel cap, knowing the different restart rules, knowing how to plan your race out, knowing how to save your car for the end. Once you get a hang on that, being fast is only part of it here at XCAL. You really got to have a good head on your shoulders and really be the full package behind the race car. And Carpenter's one of those guys that I think is about halfway there. He's getting there. I think we'll see good things out of him soon. Here they come through turns 3 and 4, field at the mercy of Carpenter. The pace car makes the hard left-hand turn, and green flag in the air. We are down and away, and it's a dead heat as Octavio Rondoletto actually inches ahead. No, we have all sorts of cars getting jumbled up right now. A car goes in the wall. Helmoth's going to spin. That's going to be a caution right there as a big wreck took place in corner number 1. That actually ended up being a funky start because what happened there was it looks like the 31 car of the 31 car kind of just junked up that restart. He tried to jump to the outside of C right too early and got everyone all tangled up. Then the 25 of Helmuth ended up in a what was actually a 5-wide situation for a moment. A 5-wide situation in 2 lanes, which just was never, ever going to work this track. And we saw Helmuth get spinned around, and it also when that was his teammate Eaton. Helmuth also got Rex in that one, and Johnny B looks like he also took some damage in that one. So not as many cars involved in that as there could have been, but still pretty early for a wreck of that magnitude here, and that will already shake things up. Octavio Rondoletto actually will be the leader when we get this next restart underway. He had cleared Carpenter heading down into turn 1, and like I said, that caution took place even before we made it to corner number 2. That caution happened almost immediately. So a wreck out of the way here early as we get ready to get things back going here in just a moment. Shouldn't be a long caution as it happened so early. There was obviously no cars already a lap down going into turn 1. Your updated top 10 will be, though, Octavio Rondoletto in first, second Noah Carpenter, third Tyler McRae, fourth Tyler Batchelder, fifth Patrick Sullivan, sixth Cole Bruce. Although that could change, they might fault him for the caution. Seventh would be the 114 James Seawright, eighth Derek Colson, ninth Lindsey Lyles, and 10th Heather Patrick. With your first 5 out as we sit, Stephen Rex, Aiden McConaughey, Greg Holes, Martin Merkva, and Ryan Soper. So the field continues to pace this time by. They should be getting 1 to green, although that is subject to change as well. I expect there to be a delay of sorts here as we come to the flag stand, and they do get 1 to green. We'll wait to see if race control decides to delay at one time, as has typically been the procedure here at Lanier, and they will delay at one time. So 2 to green that was technically this time by. Keep an eye on Rondoletto in that 48 car. He was running in 3rd place in heat race number 1 coming to the final restart. However, him and his teammate, Pedro Luis Baiwans, both chose to pull their cars off the racetrack, and they actually headed for the pits. They decided that they wanted better starting positions. They wanted to try to qualify in the top 5, so they both tried their luck again in this heat race. Baiwans did not have a good qualifying run. He qualified 25th and is currently sitting in 22nd, but Octavio, the strategy has worked out for him as he is currently sitting first position. So here they come down into turns 3 and 4, field at the mercy of Rondoletto. The pace car makes that hard left-hand turn, and the green flag is out, and Octavio Rondoletto absolutely cooks Carpenter there. Rondoletto takes the lead heading into 1. They race side by side for second, although Tyler McRae gets a little loose. Off the corner, that position is going to go to Carpenter. Carpenter with a nice fight back on that outside. Here we go for about the 4th position now is on the inside. The 31 of Cole Bruce races side by side with Batchelder. Batchelder on the high side, just trying to hang on for the time being. I see a puff of smoke, don't see a car around anywhere. We will stay green. Here we go. Carpenter gives a little bit of a tap to Rondoletto, a tap, a nudge, nothing doing yet. Carpenter ducks to the inside. Carpenter has the spot. Rondoletto shuts the door, and caution will fly. And yes, that wreck did have something to do with the 82 of Gangler. So not sure what the issue was there, but the 82 of Gangler went around. I did not get a chance to see it, so I'm sure Tanner's showing you a wonderful replay of what happened as we speak. And yeah, the caution flies once again for an incident in the back. I'm pretty sure race control just flew that one to make sure that the leaders didn't get piled up in that one, and we ended up with a big mayhem wreck that we did not need at this point in the race. We're going to take a 30-second timeout for station identification. Stay tuned. You're listening to XCAL Racing on Telesign TV. And welcome back, as this time by the flag stand, they do get 1 to green, but it will be delayed as we will 2 to green. Give you an updated top 10. First, Octavio Rondoletto. Second, Noah Carpenter. Third, Tyler McRae. Fourth, Tyler Batchelder. Fifth, Cole Bruce. Sixth, Patrick Sullivan. Seventh, James Seawright. Eighth, Derek Colson. Ninth, Aiden McConaughey. And 10th will be Lindsey Wiles. As this time by the flag stand, the starter will show him the white flag, meaning 1 lap till we go green. The first 5 cars out of transfer spots are Steven Rex, Greg Holes, Martin Merkba, Ryan Soper, and Arthur Hendrick. Here we come down in turn number 1. Octavio Rondoletto has the field at point. Don't forget that last start, Carpenter was all over him, so expect some exciting battles here. I really think those 2 cars might be the class of the field in this one as we head down into turn number 3. Rondoletto brings the field around the corner, and that pace car will take the hard left-hand turn. Green flag in the air, they're down and away, and Rondoletto once again cooks Carpenter. Carpenter's blinked out, though. Carpenter's nowhere to be found. Carpenter reappears, and he's on the outside of McRae. McRae races side by side with Carpenter. Carpenter on the high side, blinking like a Christmas tree. He's going to take the position away now as Carpenter slides into second. McRae will slide back into third now as Carpenter's internet seems to have worked itself out. Nope, I lied. I spoke too soon. And Carpenter now tries to track down the 48 of Rondoletto. Caution will fly, though, and that was another quick one. Oh, no, Rondoletto gets collected! Rondoletto gets collected in that one. Colson wrecks. What happened there? Look at what happened. It started with the 24 car of Daniel Scott. He was in the middle of a 3-wide situation. Buy ones came down into him. Buy ones, get ones free, as a wise man once told me. Slides into the 24, gets into the 12, sends the 12 car spinning. Arthur Hendren went spinning on his own in a separate incident. Looks like the 12 car then was just kind of sitting in the middle of the track. Benjamin Eaton somehow got collected in that too. And then, yeah, Octavio was just coming around to pass these guys, and the 12 car is kind of turned out in front of him, giving them nowhere to go. The 12 got some damage in that. The 42 car got some damage. The 99. We had holes involved in that. Colson was involved in that. Pretty severe accident there. As, yeah, that one was ugly for a lot of the leaders. So caution flies, and that's going to shake things up. So Rondoletto has keeping the lead. We were under caution, and he did not lose that much speed. He will keep the lead, but the big storyline now is that right front of that car is completely tore off. Rondoletto's machine is severely damaged there, and a tough break there for Octavio. But if nothing else, he's still in the top spot, and we have had Noah Carpenter actually. Carpenter actually has blinked so badly. He just blinked so bad there that he actually did not get scored for that lap. He is now 1 lap down because he actually blinked out for the lap that he was supposed to be on the racetrack. And Carpenter didn't even get scored that time, although now it's going to send him around the pace car. It's doing some weird, funky stuff now. I'm not sure what the issue is there. He needs to get his internet worked out, though, if he wants to stay on the racetrack. So they double him up. They're going to be 1 to green next time by. Here's how they'll start in top 10. Rondoletto's in first. Second, Tyler McRae. Third, Tyler Batchelder. Fourth, Cole Bruce. Fifth, James Seawright. Sixth, Patrick Sullivan. Seventh, Lindsey Wiles. Eighth, Steven Rex. Ninth, Aiden McConaughey. And 10th, Ryan Soper. The first 5 outer, Martin Merkba, Aquinas LaBeouf, Pedro Luis By-Ones, Tyler Jalbert, and Brad Galogo. They head down to turns 1 and 2, and it is the 48 of Rondoletto that will be bringing the field to green. And actually, we have had to delay this one more time. It might be something to do with the 42 of Carpenter. I'm not sure. I have nothing to confirm that, but there's something going on with that 42 of Carpenter and his internet that I think is making things a little funky here. As this time, by the lights will go off the pace car again. Let's see what happens here. And Carpenter's trying to plead his case to race control that iRacing gave him some sort of corner cup penalty. But I don't know, man. That car was blinking in and out. I think he was just blinking so bad they didn't get scored for a lap. And by XCAL rules, he just did not get scored for that lap. Here they come. This time by, the pace car will let him go. Green flag in the air, and Rondoletto hits the loud pedal. And actually, he won't hit it for a while as race control. Oh man, race control threw the caution really late on that one. They actually made that. They got it just in time, so that will count as a delay. But something's going on with that 42 car here, and I think he's trying to reclaim his second position, and he will. And that is, we're halfway down, halfway to go this time by the way. That's just a funky situation. I think the 42 probably should have been assessed to NEOL for blinking so bad, just because that kind of was on him. It looks like the connection has fixed itself, though. He was like the second fastest car in the field anyways. As long as he stops blinking, I guess I don't see an issue with it. So this time by, we will be getting the green flag. They come down into turns 3 and 4. It's Rondoletto on the inside, Carpenter on the outside. And as they come down into turn number 3, the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. Rondoletto gets ready to hit the go pedal, and he does. Green flag in the air, we're down and away. Rondoletto takes the top spot once again. Carpenter continues to race hard on his outside. Carpenter takes the second position away from McRae as Cole Bruce gets loose coming off the corner. Bruce is going to hang on. He gathers himself. He's now going to try to reforce himself into traffic as he's having a tough time getting that car back in traffic. Up front, though, Carpenter dive bombs Rondoletto. Carpenter takes the lead. Carpenter moves into the top spot. Now Rondoletto has to fight back. Rondoletto dives it down low. He's underneath Carpenter, but Rondoletto gets loose, and Rondoletto will hang on, but he's going to lose a boatload of spots. Here we go. James Seawright now moves into second. Third's going to be McRae, and fourth will be Batchelder. I think that Rondoletto machine is just too beat up right now to be competitive. He is just fighting for dear life right now, as we have all sorts of daring moves being made around the racetrack. Great battle going on right now between Lindsey Wiles and Tyler Jalbert, as Jalbert takes the 8th position away from her. Good racing going on now up front as Derek Colston has went around. Derek Colston is about to get lapped as he's went around from the field. And Tyler Batchelder spins. Let's see if that draws the caution. His car's on its roof on the front stretch, but he is out of the way. That probably won't bring out the yellows. Batchelder's just on his roof, and it will not. So Carpenter continues to lead. Seawright is continuing to be the second place car. And now we have Tyler Cray in third, fourth Rondoletto, 5th Jalbert, 6th is going to be Patrick Sullivan, and actually 6th is going to be, Aiden McConaughey. And yeah, we continue to race side by side as Lindsey Wiles catches up to that pack of cars. Here we go. Wiles goes to the inside for 6th on Sullivan. Wiles going to take that position away. Lindsey with a nice run here so far. As Sullivan now gets into Bruce, and that Cole Bruce machine's going to spin into the field. That'll bring out the caution there, as everyone's going to hang on for the time being. And we will see what happened there, but from my perspective, it does look like it was the 16 of Patrick Sullivan. And yeah, that one was plain and simple. Sullivan got in the wall coming off the corner, came down and just clobbered that 31 car, sending the 31 car into the inside wall. And then also getting in that was Heather Patrick. And I believe nobody else got real serious damage out of that. As here's a storyline for you. The 42 car of Noah Carpenter has been disqualified by iRacing. So the leader is no longer in the field. Though the leader, the 42 car, is no longer out there, and that makes James Seawright the lead car as they're wrecking under caution. Greg Holes is around. This has been a wacky and weird heat race. A lot of bizarre things going on in this one. Sorry, I was just gathering my thoughts there and trying to get caught up on everything that has happened. So here's the situation. James Seawright sits in the lead. Second is Tyler McRae. Third's Octavio Rondoletto. Fourth is going to be Tyler Jalbert. Fifth, Aiden McConaughey. Sixth, Lindsey Wiles. Seventh, Patrick Sullivan. Eighth, Pedro Luis Bywans. Ninth, Heather Patrick. And 10th will be Quintus LaBeouf. There's 20 cars still in the lead lap. Your first 5 out are going to be Ryan Soper, Stephen Rex, Martin Merkva, Arthur Hendren, and Joe Arnold. As race control will delay this caution one time, probably 2. This was kind of a funky one. We're going to get the restart with about 10 to go. Keep an eye on that damaged car of Rondoletto in third. He now understands what his car is capable of doing with that damage, and he was pretty fast before anyway, so we'll see if the 48 car can hang on here and maybe get himself back into that top spot. As once again, race control is going to delay the restart. Once again, it's going to be James Seawright in the 114 car leading the field to the green. On the outside, it's going to be Tyler McRae in the 99. Good run so far for the 33 of Aiden McConaughey. He's having a great run up there in the top 5 right now. Good for him. And it looks like Race Control chose not to penalize the 16 car there, so he's going to remain in the top 10. That's an interesting call by Race Control. I thought that caution was distinctly caused by the 16, but I'm up in the broadcast booth. I'm not calling the calls on the racetrack, so that is something that's for Race Control to decide and me not to. I'm just get to comment on it. I tell you what, I like being the broadcaster a lot more than I do being the admin. Here we go. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. Field to the mercy of James Seawright. Green flag in the air. They're down and away. And Seawright did not go at all. And McRae on the outside will take the lead for a moment. Here they come off the corner. Seawright inches ahead now. Jalbert looking for anywhere to go. Nowhere to go for Jalbert. Octavio Rondoletto now tries to dive to the inside of McRae. He will not get it, though, as McRae holds on to second. And now here comes Rondoletto. Rondoletto down low as the 12 car of Christian Michael spins in front of them. And it's going to be Rondoletto moving up to second. Here comes Jalbert now. Jalbert, his teammate won heat race number 1, so you know that car has a good setup underneath it. It's just a matter of does he have the time to get to Seawright? No! They get into Rondoletto. Rondoletto's going to spin out. He gets into McConaughey. That's going to draw the caution. Caution will fly for the last time in this race, as it looks like a little chain reaction there. What happened was Jalbert got pushed into the 48 of Rondoletto by Tyler McRae. McRae actually hit the 04 so hard he pushed him into the 48, and the 48 went spinning around, and collected in that one was Aiden McConaughey. Patrick Sullivan got a bad piece of that one. Heather Patrick also involved. Looks like Heather didn't get it too bad, though, as Lindsay Lyles also spun, but looks like she kept the car facing the right way. And yeah, that will bring out a caution. We're going to take a 30-second timeout for station identification. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the end of this one. All right, welcome back from that short commercial break, and interesting call here by Race Control. After not penalizing the number 12 of Sullivan on that last yellow, they do penalize Tyler McRae for that accident, which is, once again, I know I'm not in the admin booth, I'm in the broadcast booth, but I really did feel like that was just kind of a racing deal. I did not, excuse me as I choke on some water real quick. I did not necessarily think that was completely on the McRae machine, but Race Control saw it differently, and who am I to argue with Race Control? So we get ready to get this one back underway, as your top 10 will be as follows. And first to be James Seawright, second Tyler Jalbert, third Aiden McConaughey, fourth Heather Patrick, fifth will be Aquinas LaBeouf, 6th Pedro Luis Bywon, 7th Ryan Soper, 8th Stephen Rex, 9th Arthur Hendren, and 10th Martin Merkla. 11th going to be Bruce Helmuth, 12th Daniel Scott, 13th will be Lindsay Lyles, 14th will be Joshua Borje Bonkowski, 15th will be Joe Arnold, and 16th, the last car on the lead lap, will be Tyler McRae. Here we go, field in the hands of James Seawright. Green flag in the air, we're down and away. It's going to be Jalbert sliding in the second. This is a 2-lap shootout, remember. Let's see if Jalbert has anything for Seawright. Jalbert looks down low, nothing doing yet. Here they come into 3 and 4. Jalbert sticks the nose in, nothing there. He moves Seawright up the racetrack. Here comes Jalbert to the low side. This time by. White flag in the air, they touch. Seawright's going to spin. Seawright saves it, he's going to hang on. Jalbert in the top spot, but here comes McConaughey to the low side. They race in 3 and 4. McConaughey down low, Jalbert up top. It's going to be a drag race back to the start-finish line, and it is Tyler Jalbert by about a bumper. Tyler Jalbert wins heat race number 2 by about a bumper. Second was Aiden McConaughey by 67 one-thousandths of a second. Third's going to be Aquinas LaBeouf. Fourth, James Seawright after a fantastic save. 5th, Pedro Jose Luis By1, 6th, Heather Patrick, 7th, Ryan Soper, 8th will be Stephen Rex, 9th, Arthur Hendren, and 10th will be Bruce Helmuth. The all finishes by XCAL are reviewed. If race control does deem that Jailbird did something intentional there, which I don't think he did, but if race control were to deem that the 04 car did something that he wasn't supposed to do there, he could be penalized and moved to the end of the lead lap. However, I do have a feeling that one's going to stand. I think that was just good racing for the win there at the end. So we're going to try to key up our race winner, Tyler Jailbird. And actually, after the race, a stunning turn of events here. Pedro Jose Luis By1 has been disqualified, and that'll move Lindsay Lyles into the final transfer spot. So Lyles has transferred, and that means that Pedro Jose Luis By1 will have to try again in the next heat race. But here we go. I got our race winner up in the broadcast booth. Here we are down in Victory Lane next to the 04 car, and Tyler, a great run for you. You kind of had to make your way through the field in that heat race. I noticed that you started way in the back in 23rd spot. Kind of take us through your run through the field there.
Firstly, I've been having connection issues all week, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it through the whole race. And then as soon as we got about halfway, I realized I wasn't having those issues, so I went and go. But the whole thing about it was really just keeping my nose clean, trying to stay out of everything that was coming.
Well, there on the last lap, you had a fantastic battle there with James Seawright. Coming to the white flag, you guys were beating and banging. Seawright almost wrecked going into one. He kept it straight. What were your thoughts there about racing with him? And then finally, too, coming out of turn 4 with McConaughey on your inside, did you think you had enough to beat him back to the stripe?
Well, that's the thing I like about racing street stocks is you can kind of get, have those door bangs and still get away with it. And I expect it last couple laps. But no, it was pretty good, and especially coming to the checkered on the high side there. Gave it all I can coming out of the corner and just hope to be the first across the line.
All right, well, looking forward to watching your race tomorrow, and so far a good day for your team. You won heat races number 1 and 2. Maybe a Batchelder can make it 3 for you. So before I let you go, Tyler, before I let you off the hook, you got any sponsors, teammates, or a crew you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Temp Setters, UNOH. I go to school with them currently, and all the guys on my team. They've been all good to me so far.
All right, well, good luck tomorrow, Tyler, and thank you for joining us here in Victory Lane. We'll let him off the hook, and that'll end the broadcast here. Thank you all for tuning in. My name's PDJ Zeller. On behalf of Tanner Caitlin and everyone at Telesign TV, Aaron Hilbush, and everyone at XCAL Racing, thank you for tuning in. We will see you in an hour for heat race number 3. Take it easy.